Thank Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Sam Slates. Welcome on in my happy motherfucking Monday. We are post Cyberfest 2. This is the first episode of the podcast since completed Cyberfest 2. So, what's cracking, man? How we doing? That is just insane. We had an insane weekend. We had an insane everything, man. Truly insane. Apologies for the little bit of a delay here on the stream, but I had a crazy weekend, man. I had a crazy ass weekend. Hosting the event Sunday was like my only day off. I didn't get anything done Sunday, so I had to catch up on a bunch of shit today. But we're here, man. We're live. We're chilling. I'm definitely exhausted for sure, but regardless, you guys know the drill. Let's get into it, man. I'm your host, Sam Slaves. This is Music Mondays, episode 193. Let's get into it. So, again, how are we, man? This is our first episode post Cyberfest 2. So this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Much to talk about today. We're gonna go over some weekly recap, Jazz. We're gonna talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We're gonna do a little bit of a Cyberfest 2 recap, right? And then we're gonna get into some reactions and reviews. So let's go. All right. Weekly recap stuff. Let's sip some coffee. Let's get into it, man. So, what a crazy week. what an absolutely crazy week. But let's get into it, man. So, per usual, Music Money's basic logo t-shirts are available right now for purchase. We still have a few larges, a few mediums, and a few smalls left on our store. So feel free to DM us, send us a message, let us know if you'd like to purchase one of those. All of our Music Money's Patrons also received one. So make sure you go check those out and let us know if you want one, man. So per usual, following the show every Tuesday, we drop early access Patreon content, which is the show in full high quality for you to download, clip, do whatever you want to do with the Music Mondays podcast over there on Patreon. So we give you the raw file to be able to kind of use at your discretion, right? So Music Mondays early access Patreon content is available right now. That drops every single Tuesday following the live show. We headed into Wednesday with SoundCloud Sunday submissions opening. So per usual, every single Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open. So make sure you keep that in mind. Also very important. Then heading into Thursday, we had episode 192 of the Music Mondays podcast drop on all audio platforms. So again, if you missed the live show here on Mondays and you don't want to watch the VOD back, you can always go check out new episodes every single Thursday. Available on our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good jazz. But yeah, those drop every single Thursday. So episode 192 is available right now on all audio platforms. And of course, continuing on with Thursday, we do drop a brand new YouTube upload every single Thursday. You guys know that. Our Cyberfest 2 official announcement is available right now on our channel. Last Monday, during episode 192, I was able to speak about Cyberfest 2, give you guys some more details, talk about the lineup and things like that. So definitely go check that out if you want a little bit of a pre-Cyberfest 2 breakdown, right? But that's available right now. Pretty stacked Thursday per usual. But then we headed into Friday. Actually, headed into Friday with a brand new article by the homie Arctic, man. Huge shout out to Arctic. Extremely talented producer, Music Money staff writer, and so many other roles, man. But huge shout out to Arctic. A brand new Two Hollows review is live right now by them, so make sure you go show Arctic some love. Make sure you go check out the pieces that we dropped recently, man, because we've been killing it over there on the site. So make sure you go check that out. So heading into Saturday, obviously we had Cyberfest 2 live. So not much insane content on Saturday. We had the event. It was about 4+ hours long. We had everybody turn up for their set, which was great. Everything was fantastic here for Cyberfest 2, but we'll get into a little bit of that later. And of course, episode 192 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on YouTube as well. So again, following the show here on Mondays, you can look for the YouTube upload every single Saturday on our channel. Just throw in the background or maybe show some love in the comments or anything like that. So episode 192 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on YouTube. So go check that out. Go show that some love. Go show these artists some love. Of course, I think we're like 5 or 4 subs away from 300 subscribers on the channel, man. So we're really trying to push for that before 2025. So make sure you go sub the channel if you haven't already, because we're very active over there on YouTube. 2 shorts per week per usual, 2 videos per week per usual. So we have a lot of uploads, a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of good stuff over there. Go show that some love. And of course, we rolled into Sunday with SoundCloud Sunday, volume 154. That was curated by myself, the homie Ivanko, Music Money staff curator, and Jester, Music Money staff curator. So, man, SoundCloud Sunday has been such an it's just improved so much since we've added so many new curators to the team. The variety's great. Like, we're getting a lot more new submissions. Like, we're really starting to expand with SoundCloud Sunday, so it's fantastic. Like, Music Money's curators are such a crucial part of what we do here. So huge shout out to them, and huge shout out to Ivanko and Jester. And of course, make sure you go check out SoundCloud Sunday, volume 154. Go show out some love and go show all those artists some love. Then of course, let's see here. So, per usual, for SoundCloud Sunday, submissions do open every single Wednesday. So make sure that you guys keep your eyes peeled for submissions, and make sure you follow us on socials. You guys can stay up to date on when submissions do go live. But that is your weekly recap, my friends. That is pretty much everything we went through over the course of the last week or so. If you missed anything, again, Cyberfest 2 was a massive success. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. But before we get into that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays now. So, Cyberfest 2 is done. Cyberfest 2 is complete. So, I think big things here for October and November. Basically, quarter 4 in the last 3 months of the year, Music Mondays is going to be wrapping a lot of loose ends up. We're going to make sure that all our playlists are updated. We're going to make sure that we get all of our backlogs in order and make sure we basically tie everything up. And then we're going to get ready for the Music Mondays Awards in December. The 3rd annual Music Mondays Awards, actually. So that'll be fucking sick. I'm very excited for the Music Mondays Awards, man. That's going to be insane. That's going to be real insane. But, okay. Because the way we did it last year was actually fucking fire. We did community polls and a whole lot of other good jazz, but we're gonna start gearing up for the Music Mondays Awards for sure. But outside of that, we're gonna work on getting Cyberfest 2 uploaded to all platforms. We're gonna make sure that that gets up expeditiously, and we're gonna make sure that gets up ASAP. And then also, we're gonna make sure that our Patreon gets updated, because that's one thing that I'm talking about here. I'm ready to launch for quite a while, so we'll be hooking up our Patrons over there with a lot of new goodies before the new year. Fantastic. We're going to go into 2025 pretty strong. We definitely need to go into 2025 pretty strong, because I think we've had a pretty successful year with merch, new graphics, things like that. So we had a lot of really cool W's, and then of course we can add Cyberfest 2 to that list, which is even cooler. So I think I really want to end off the year strong, make sure we have a good award show, make sure that we tie up all the loose ends, like I said, make sure all our playlists are updated and things like that. So that'll be the scope for the next couple of months when it comes down to what's coming on Music Mondays. And of course, you can expect your weekly and monthly content to stay the same, right? So weekly articles, the show will always continue. Submissions for all of our playlists, YouTube videos, things like that. You can expect that pretty much always. So don't worry about that. Well, when it comes to the major things that Music Mondays is getting done, again, tying up the loose ends and really getting ready for the new year is a big thing here. Because we only, this is the last episode of September, right? And next week we'll be going into October, and that'll be the first episode of October. And once October is underway, we only have 2 months left of the year. You know what I mean? That's not a lot. That's really not a lot. So I want to make sure that we tie up everything and make sure that we have a good award show. So that'll be kind of what we're looking forward to next and doing here. And then, of course, past that, we'll start kind of plotting on what we're going to do for 2025 and the New Year's, winter, and things like that. I think shit like that's going to be very important after that. So that's kind of the rough scope of things. And like I said, your weekly and monthly content will continue. So that's what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We did a weekly recap. We did what's coming here on the platform. Let's talk about recruiting. Let's talk about exclusives. Then we're going to do a little bit of a Cyberfest 2 recap. And then we're going to get into some reactions and reviews. So, Music Mondays is recruiting. We have a couple slots left. We are on the hunt for at least 2 or 3 more staff members. We are looking for curators, writers, designers, journalists, short form, long form media content. Anybody who wants to get involved with the Music Mondays platform, definitely let us know, especially before the new year, because we'd like to get you settled in before 2025 hits. But again, if you're interested in any of those roles, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send me a message, send us an email, anything like that. And of course, if you'd like to know a little bit more about the Music Money staff roles and things like that, we do have a YouTube guide available right now on our channel where I kind of break down pretty much everything to do with the Music Money staff roles, what you'll be doing when you're in that role, what's required of you, things like that. So that's available right now if you want any more details or anything like that. Or, of course, you can just send an email, send me a message. We're always down to chit chat when it comes to that. But Music Money is recruiting. SoundCloud exclusives. We are on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. I'd like to drop at least 1 or 2 more before the new year again. So if you're interested in getting a unreleased exclusive track hosted on the Music Money SoundCloud and promoted for free across all of our socials, that's right, for free. Definitely let us know because we're totally interested in that. And again, we're only interested in unreleased tracks, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. If you want to put it on Spotify, great. If you don't want to do anything with it, great, but we're only interested in the SoundCloud version. Make sure you keep that in mind. Per usual, the same goes for YouTube as well. We are on the hunt for music videos, YouTube edits, visuals. Even if you just want some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, that's great as well. We're totally interested in that. So if you're interested in getting either of those exclusive hosted and promoted for free across all of our socials, definitely let us know. The Music Mondays YouTube channel is pushing almost 300 subscribers, so we'd like to have some more different types of content over there. We've hosted quite a few AMVs and visuals and a few audios, but we definitely want to get more when it comes to that and make sure we show some love to every single underground artist in the right way, right? So again, if you're interested in SoundCloud or YouTube exclusives, definitely let us know. Send us an email, send me a message, send everybody a DM. I'm down. We'll totally be happy to have that conversation with you. So now that we discussed SoundCloud exclusives, we discussed YouTube exclusives, let's talk Cyberfest 2. Man, that was an amazing event. You know, like I really can't speak highly enough of that because I wasn't worried that the event was going to be bad or anything like that. I was more so worried about it actually matching the energy that the first Cyberfest had, right? If you haven't seen the Cyberfest 2022 VOD, definitely go check that out on our YouTube channel, just to see like a comparison, right, of like what last year's or 2022 show was like, and this year's show. So one thing I'm just really happy about when it comes to the event is how well it went. You know what I mean? Like I really do feel like we matched the same energy as the first Cyberfest. I mean, we kind of doubled our following in that time. We have a lot more support now than we did in 2022, right? So that was kind of like, I just wanted to make sure that we hit the same mark, right? I didn't really want like a major improvement on the show because, you know, these things come with time, right? Like I've ran a lot of marathons when it comes to video games. Obviously I'm, you know, practically a full-time streamer. I stream 5 days a week. So I'm used to like hosting these types of events, but they're always very tedious. You know what I mean? Like they're very, very tedious when it comes down to like making them look right and making sure that things go well and make sure that people show up. So I'm just really grateful that Cyberfest 2 went as good as it possibly could have, right? So minimal hiccups, minimal maintenance hiccups. Like there really wasn't anything that I could truly complain about. Obviously, much to improve on when it comes to aesthetics, right? When it comes to transitions and things like that. But that comes with doing these shows more and more, right? Like you always kind of want to level up these types of shows when you continue to do them. So that's why it's important. But overall, I'm really happy with the event, and I know the majority of the community was very happy with the event. I didn't see anybody really have any too big gripes or anything like that. I know all the artists were happy. I know everybody who tuned in on Twitch was super, super hyped. You know, and you really can't ask for any more because that's really what this is, right? It's just an easier way to showcase artists that otherwise wouldn't be able to pull up the shows or do shows or anything like that. I mean, you know, the concept of a URL fest, which I've explained in a few videos, has been around since pre-COVID, right? But once the pandemic hit, I felt like they got more and more popular, right? And a lot of people started to get into that sort of thing, because it was a way to connect with people when otherwise you wouldn't be able to, right? Especially during the pandemic, like I said. But even post pandemic now, right, in kind of like a new environment, I'd say they're still pretty successful, right? Because again, back to the point, it's really just giving a way to showcase artists like to other people that otherwise wouldn't really see them. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have too many bigger names on the show. We had some big names, right? But we didn't have like crazy names here on the show because I like to like fine tune it, right? Like you want to make sure that you have like obviously some decent names on the show, but the purpose of the show is to showcase artists again that otherwise wouldn't really be playing a show or can't play shows or sometimes artists can't travel, sometimes they can't get booked in their hometown. You know what I mean? Like, so this is a great way to be able to like showcase it to a wider audience. Because I mean, what? Picture it this way: we had like I think we peaked at like 20 plus viewers during Cyberfest 2, right? And then we had at least 10 plus in the Discord, right? So you can assume like 30, 35 people individually, right? But getting into a room with 30, 35 people in like a real show, especially for like underground independent shows, that's great. You know what I mean? That's really great. And a lot of people don't have the opportunity to get in front of a crowd like that, and a lot of people don't really push it farther than that, right? So when it comes down to like, missing sets or anything like that, or like, oh, I didn't get to go to the show or anything like that. The good thing with URL shows is you're like, okay, here's my set. You know what I mean? You're like, boom, it's right here on YouTube. So that's the great thing about URLFS is like it's a lot easier to archive. It's a lot easier to like store the performances, right? I think that's very important. So again, just to cap that off, man, that was great. I am looking forward to Cyberfest 3, and we kind of know what to improve on, but we definitely want the community's input as well. So this will be uploaded on YouTube. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, you have any critiques or things that you'd like to see for Cyberfest 3, definitely let us know. Send us a DM, send us a message, anything like that. We probably won't be hosting Cyberfest 3 until next year, obviously, right? Only 3 months left in the year. But we're going to be looking to take some notes, improve on smaller things, improve on what we can, right? Make sure that Cyberfest 3 is even like bigger than Cyberfest 2. So yeah, again, any critiques or suggestions or anything like that you'd like to see on Cyberfest 2, definitely let us know, for sure. And like I said, this will be uploaded on the channel, so make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We upload 2 times a week, quite literally every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show the channel, these videos, and these artists some love. Let's get it, baby. Excellent, man. Excellent. I mean, again, like, I couldn't be happier with Cyberfest 2, you know? Because, like, hosting any online event can be very tedious. You know what I mean? Like, can be very, very tedious. It's always nerve-wracking. I mean, arguably just as nerve-wracking as playing a real show. You know what I mean? Maybe not so much as an artist, right? But when you're hosting the event, it's totally like a different vibe. You know what I mean? It's totally a different vibe. So, very important to kind of make sure it goes well and pay attention, right? I definitely think that's like super, super everything. Let's adjust this screen here. But yeah, you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. It's time for some reactions, and so for those of you that are new here, you probably don't know, but submissions are always in the same formats per usual. Make sure you just check the date. The date's the only thing that does change here on the Music Mondays podcast submission tweets. Make sure you check the tweet. Make sure you drop in your links in the proper tweet, and you'll be good to go. But per usual, submissions always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays live on 9/30/24 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/StompPlays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So per usual, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show. Everything when it comes to instrumentals, obviously vocals, music videos, YouTube edits, merch, photography, videography, we've pretty much reacted to it all. You know what I mean? So feel free to submit whatever your heart desires. You know, because obviously the logic behind that being, we really want to make sure that we showcase all types of creatives here on the Music Money's podcast. Because a lot of creators are multi-talented, right? A lot of creatives who film videos are also artists. A lot of artists are also engineers. A lot of producers are also designers. You know, so it kind of correlates, and there's a lot of cross pollination there. So I want to make sure that we gave an opportunity for everybody, right? So that's that. Of course, for our show limit, just to make sure that we don't go a little bit too long with the show, and make it as palatable as possible to watch back, right? I mean, you could argue that a 4 hour show is a little bit a little bit long to watch back, but opposed to our 6 7 hour shows back in 2022 ish, it's a lot shorter, right? So it's a lot easier to like throw on a 4 hour YouTube video in the background and just let it run. But that's that. Of course, in addition, we're one of the only weekly live shows here on Twitch every single Monday. So just to take a little bit of pressure off of the content, we did cap it back to a 4 hour show limit. So you guys know that drill. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Money's on Twitter before you submit. Per usual, just to continue to spread our message, obviously show us support, but just to make sure that we give respect to everybody else that does follow Music Money's and does wait for their submission to be reacted to every single week, right? And of course, you gain access to a wonderful community of very, very talented creatives, and you know, it's kind of a win-win. But again, submissions are free, so that's the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Money's on Twitter before you do submit. And of course, Patreon subscriber submissions are played first every single week. So per usual, if you're subscribed to the Music Money's Patreon at any tier, whether it be the basic, the advanced, or the premium tier, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies. But in addition, you gain access to the Music Money's Fast Pass, which allows you, for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Money's Patreon, to have your submissions played first here before everybody else on the show. So you're pretty much guaranteed to get your submissions played here. And in addition, you'll be one of the first, right? So all of our Patreons go first here on the show, and then we go through the rest of the community submission per usual. So again, for example, if you subscribe to the Music Money's Patreon tonight for the next 4 Mondays in a row that you submit to the Music Money's podcast, you'll be played first in addition with the other Patreons, right? And of course, that makes for a really good submission, right? Because if you're played first, you're kind of played at the peak of the show. If you're watching back the VOD, you're actually the first submission that people see. So there's a lot of benefits to being first, and of course, it just guarantees that your submission always gets played, right? Because sometimes, you know, we hit the 4 hour show limit, and we might not be able to get to every single submission. Especially sometimes when we get upwards of like 30, 40 submissions, right? Obviously, we can't do that in a 4 hour time span. So if you'd like to guarantee your submissions get played here on the show, that's a great way to not only do that, but also support Music Mondays and get a lot of really, really cool goodies over there on Patreon. So go check that out. And huge shout out to all of our Patrons right now. Kruker, Ryuki, King, Mark, Dry My Eyes, Jordan, and the homie Laveries. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So outside of that, I think the last thing that we need to discuss is submissions do close a couple hours before the show starts. Just to be able to get a head count. I mean, we are a live show, so we like to keep it pretty free flow and make sure that we get to each submission as fast as we can, right? With also kind of paying attention to each submission. So we just like to make sure we get a head count, things like that, and nobody kind of gets a late submission in and cuts somebody off, and then they're like, oh, I was in this order, and things like that. So a good rule of thumb is if the show is live, submissions are closed. And again, if you're watching this here live right now, submissions are closed, but per usual, if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify or anywhere else, submissions are definitely open for the next episode. So make sure you go find that tweet, drop your link, and show it some love. That's about it, my friends. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Music Money podcast. But if you're interested in any other facts, how the Music Money's podcast came to be, and things like that, I have a pretty good breakdown on how to submit to the Music Money's podcast on our YouTube channel as well. That's pretty much a more in-depth guide of how we got here today and why the Music Money's podcast is what it is. So definitely go check that out if you know, you're interested in that sort of thing. But let's get into it, my friends, without further ado. So I do believe we have 2 Patrons tonight, and then we're going to go through the rest of the community submissions top to bottom per usual. So we got 1 Patron, the homie Jordan. I'm down. Jordan absolutely had a crazy set at Cyberfest 2. There's actually quite a few artists that performed at Cyberfest 2 for tonight's show, so this will be fucking fire. I'm down. So again, the homie Jordan first. And then I believe we have the homie Laveries as well. Yes, right here. Freeverse. Album is about 70% done. So we got a little update from Laveries, man. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Just do a quick double check, make sure we don't have any more Patreons. Okay, so you guys know the drill. We're gonna start off with Jordan, then we head over to Laveries, and then the rest of the community submissions. So, what can I say about Jordan, man? They had a fantastic Cyberfest 2 set. They actually put together a wonderful performance and a fire-ass fucking visual. And it was just one of those ones that was just such a highlight of Cyberfest 2. But again, this is a very talented artist in general, though. You know, I always speak highly of Jordan, but Jordan's, like, truly making insane moves, and I love showcasing what they're doing here on the show, because I feel like more people still continue to need to see this until you know, Jordan has, like, the proper eyes on them, right? So I'm very excited to see what we have here. So I'm pretty sure we have a unreleased or a new track titled Remain Calm. For those of you that don't know Jordan, a very talented alternative hip hop artist, submitted tonight Remain Calm 13 hours ago. Written and produced by Jordan, covered by Michael. Might not be the final EP cover. Okay, so this is off a new project. Holy shit. Okay. All right. I'm down. Remain Calm, Jordan, written and produced by Jordan. Very like cloud vibe here.
Yeah, look, I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Don't call me crazy, call me when you see this, calm me down. I've been looking for what goes around to come around. I've been looking for what's going down, what's up right now. Find me somewhere I don't need to be, I've been away. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Follow my heart, I can't ever go another way. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I love to play it back, I'm thinking still of better days. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I left the doubts I had behind, I'm feeling proud today. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I've been really in a distant, different mental space. I get really freaky visions from behind my face. I let everything move past me, this is not a race. You get worried if I'm happy, so I hide my face. I've been trying not to act out, there's a time and place. I'm just dying to go back, now there's a feeling that I chased. I'm still flying, can look back like I'm stealing out that place. I'm still lying and it's bad, cause it's really not a phase. And I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Don't call me crazy, call me when you see this, calm me down. I've been looking for what goes around to come around. I've been looking for what's going down, what's up right now. Find me somewhere I don't need to be, I've been away. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Follow my heart, I can't ever go another way. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I love to play it back and think it's still a better days. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I left the doubts I had behind, I'm feeling proud today. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Been a few years, I think by now, not why I'm losing sleep. Between my ears, I'm drifting now, I might just lose a week. I'm facing fear, it's up from here, just hope I'm not too soon to peak. I'm switching gears, I'm trying to catch up to my blessings, picking up my speed. If it's up to me, I'ma do my thing till it's done, till it's enough for me. Till it's bang and it's done, and they're judging me. Till I change and it's fun, and you're loving me. It's been the same for a minute, I was running, chasing rain, now I'm in it. I'm insane, I was saying, can I finish? I've been waiting for a minute. Now I'm praying on some money, and I hope to God I get it. Cause my days are not so funny, but I still laugh cause I do get it. I was losing it on Monday, but it's Friday now, so I'm with it. I always said that one day, I would stop saying that I miss it. It's just the way that I think though, I won't ever forget it. I lean on a lot of people, so it hurts when they pivot. I wrote this song to say that
holy shit
in a minute, and I'm working on a way to show that now I'm moving different. I got something to prove now, but it's really in the distance. Find me somewhere I don't need to be, I've been away. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Follow my heart, I can't ever go another way. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I love to play it back and think it's still a better days. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I left the doubts I had behind, I'm feeling proud today. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Don't call me crazy, call me when you see this, calm me down. I've been looking for what goes around to come around. I've been looking for what's going down, what's up right now. Found me somewhere I don't need to be, I've been away. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. Follow my heart, I can't ever go another way. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I love to play it back, I'm thinking still of better days. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now. I left the doubts I had behind, I'm feeling proud today. I'm starting to feel like I kinda get it now.
What the fuck? Wow. Wow, that was 350? No shot. That did not feel like 350. Wait a second. That's definitely one of those songs that like you see 350. I didn't even notice that, but you see 350 and you're like, okay, what's this about to sound like, right? Wow, that did not even feel like 3 minutes. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. Holy shit. Okay. Um, man, the thing with Jordan, right, is you never know what you're gonna get from them. It could really be a new style, an older style, an improvement. It could be so many things, but this one felt like a level up. This one felt like a true level up. This is one where it's like a lot of the smaller things kind of shined here, right? Like the background vocals, a lot of the ad libs, a lot of like that second verse was fucking crazy. There was a couple things that really shined here. But let's get into it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about this. So, uh, we're talking about three things. You guys know the drill. We're talking about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. I mean, produced by Jordan, right? I mean, a lot of the self prods by Jordan lately have just been fucking crazy. They've been a great blend of styles too. Like at first, it sounded like a old school kind of like cloud rap, like real chill kind of style, and then like by the time the song ended, it was totally like switching into almost like a different direction with the counter melody. So I feel like that was just it makes it unique. You know what I mean? Or like, because I definitely wasn't expecting that. But I like the choice regardless. I mean, when it comes to self production, obviously you as an artist kind of know what's best for you and like what your kind of vision is. But sometimes you'll be finding these beats that you create and you're like, damn, I can't fucking use this or da 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 da. So it's always interesting to see like what self prods always sound like. I definitely think like self production is always like a fun listen, no matter what it is. Um, but regardless, let's talk mix. I mean, fantastic. Like, what are you gonna say about the mix? Really, like, for those of you that are new here, Jordan has a very consistent mix when it comes to pretty much all their styles. But not really shocking. You know what I mean? Like, this mix was great. Vocals are awesome. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice in the instrumental. Nothing that I would change, especially with the instrumental itself. Definitely not. Instrumental Shining Star. I mean, a lot of the melodies set a pretty big mood, right? But also the drums are kind of a big player too, if we're being honest. Um, but the structure is great too because this beat's always like progressing. Um, it's always kind of adding something new, which I think is also like a really solid point. Mm, I don't know. I mean, for me, I feel like the melodies again, like just because it set the mood for me and like off rip, I was interested. I think that's probably what would um, you know, intrigue a lot of new listeners, and I'm sure a lot of listeners kind of agree with that too. But for me, definitely the melodies, but I feel like drums were a close second for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk about vocals. I like the vocals here. I like the vocals here a lot because it's not like a crazy like outlandish mix, right? But I do feel like there's a lot of effort put into these vocals, especially when it comes to like the backing vocals and like some of the smaller ad libs and just a lot of the smaller stuff is like very noticeable and it really puts a nice like cushion on the rest of the song. So for the mix in general, I think that's great too. Um, Jordan's kind of like been broadening their mixing when it comes to the different styles that they do, right? Because I don't think artists need to like be sticking to one mix as long as it's like you like get the style. I think you can mix your vocals however you want to mix them, right? But I think it's more of like a quality thing. Like as long as the quality's solid, then you're good to go. The rest is just kind of creative vision. But for this track in particular, I feel like it was very crisp, very clean. Nothing that I would change, but I do feel like the smaller effects were like a great addition and like very noticeable. Like I just feel like it's just the small stuff that really gets you far sometimes in certain tracks. I mean, not every single track needs the small shit, but this is one where I definitely feel like it shined for sure. So, all right, vocal mix great, vocal shining star. This one's gonna be tough. This one's gonna be real tough, man, because when it comes to the vocal shining star, man, you could go writing for sure. Like writing is the first one that kind of comes to mind. But, hmm, Flo and Canes is up there, and the delivery is great. Like, I definitely think there's a couple things that you really could argue for, but for me, it's gotta be because like I want to say flow and cadence, but like the writing itself was fucking crazy too. Like there was a lot of like really really solid honest writing here. Um, hmm, it's really a tie between those two because like the flow and cadence and delivery towards the end is like what the fuck, you know what I mean? It's like holy shit, and then the writing throughout the whole track is just really really up there, like truly truly up there. Um, hmm. You know, we're gonna have to go writing. We're gonna have to go writing just because I felt like much like the instrumental, that also progressed throughout the whole song. Like the writing was just really, really fucking up there. But I do feel like flow and cadence and delivery like is such a close second, such a close second. But the writing here is something that like you take it away from the song. You know what I mean? You're like holy shit. And then if like you ran this back, there's definitely no doubt that you'd find like a new bar or a new lyric that you missed or anything like that. That's like wait a minute, that was clever. You know what I mean? So definitely one of those tracks that has like a replayability factor, without a doubt. Um, so for me, definitely writing. So instrumental solid, for sure the melodies, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So I assume this is going to be on a new project from Jordan, and they did mention with their aesthetics that this might not be the final cover art. So I guess we could look at this as a placeholder, but also it could potentially still be the cover art. Um, but again, like the oranges and the reds are making a return. You know, for those of you that are regulars here on the show, you guys know how I talk about the oranges and reds when it comes to Jordan and the whole make more creative junk crew, right? But this one definitely has like EP feels for me. I do feel like it could pass as like a single too, but definitely has EP feels for sure, or even just full project. But I think the other thing here too is like the colors and like the distortion and like almost like the deep frying of it definitely feels like this song does. You know, this song definitely makes you feel a certain way, and this cover definitely like supports that for sure. Especially with the track titled "Remain Calm," and then it starts getting like very not like aggressive, right? But it's very serious, and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? You're like, fuck me. So aesthetics on point, definitely, especially for a project, right? I definitely feel like you're on point for a project. Shout out to homie Michael as well. But aesthetics, absolutely, totally match. Overall theme, remain calm. Um, I wouldn't say that this is like a positive track, right? But I definitely feel like it's a somewhat of like an uplifting track, and it's a very like motivational, mentally like stay positive, stay calm, like keep on your grind kind of feel, you know. But it's not like corny or anything like that. It's very much like Jordan most likely just speaking their minds, right? And being an honest artist, but also like I do feel like this is a topic that a lot of people relate to, right? Remaining calm, remaining consistent, keeping on your grind. Like I feel like songs like these are like shit that almost anybody can relate to. You know what I mean? But also like when you factor in like Jordan's like delivery and like the way that they shape this track when it comes to writing, it's definitely a really good showcase of this next project, right? Because we've only heard one track from it, but if this is like any taste of what's to come, this is very exciting. You know what I mean? Like this is very exciting because like Jordan is continuously coming back and giving us new material that's also like very much upgraded, right? And very much like just the small improvements are just so noticeable sometimes. And this is one of those tracks where I do feel like it was like a level up for sure, no question. So with that said, huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud, man. They're 3 follows away from 80. Go get him to 80. Shit. Go get him to 80, man. Fuck. And of course, make sure you follow Jordan on Twitter. They're 9 followers away from 520. Make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, actually. We're about 5 away. So make sure you go sub to the channel. And go show these artists some love, man, because we do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Let's fucking get it. So, all right. And huge shout out to everybody who already is subbed to the channel. If you're already subbed, thank you. If you're watching the videos, thank you. Dropping likes, thank you. We appreciate you, and we see you. So, we left off with the homie Jordan. Up next is our last and definitely not least patron of the night, the homie Laveries. Now, a very, very talented hip hop artist, Lavarius, has been submitting a lot of really solid updates when it comes to their album progress, their artist progress, and a whole lot of other really good jazz. They're really coming through with some solid updates for us here on the show, so it's really cool to showcase and see what Lavarius has been into. So, Lavarius submitted a SoundCloud link titled Freeverse. Let's go see. Actually, it looks like a playlist here. Hold on. Okay, so prove it. All right, so it just switched. Okay. All right, I see here. Oh, okay. So we got a whole party song, pop culture references, free thought. Okay, yeah. So we've done manifesting a collab. We've done. I don't think we've done free thug. We did pop culture references for sure. I think we did party song last week, but this is definitely the newest one. Prove it. Into this one, and I'm down. Lavarius, prove it. Album updates. Let's get into it.
So this song is called. I think it's maybe my favorite song off the album. Like real raps type shit.
Type shit.
Let me keep it simple. I just been running through these instrumentals. They can kill me like I'm Ryan Reynolds. And just like him, I'm trying to make a fucking billion.
Got some more pop culture references on there. Catch a cool little flow on the song.
I got one like a saint, she ain't in the wrong. Got another bitch that be up in that center foes. Got another bitch that say she wanted to go. Got another with a get there, you already know.
Free verse 5.
Okay.
Prove it. The album of the year. On the way.
Album of the year on the way. Shit. Okay. So this one's a little bit of a smaller leak here, but still nonetheless a leak. This will be like our third or fourth installment of the Lavarius series where they're kind of giving us updates on their new album, and I think this is again like a great idea. But this one here was just like a real like short snippet. We're like, okay, like this is gonna be crazy. I'm very excited to react to Lavarius' new album because it seems like they have a good variety. Right? I mean, like, you can even go through that playlist right there, like the Olivia Rodrigo one, the party one's crazy. Like, there's a couple in there that I was just like, okay, like, I think one thing you take away from it is the variety, right? I do feel like there's going to be a lot of variety here. And Lavarius is kind of like expanding on their skills as an artist and really trying to take shit to like a new level, right? And like push for new styles and push for a new kind of a new area when it comes to being an artist. So when it comes to this update, man, this is one of those ones where it just makes you excited for this project, truly. Just because it's like, man, it just adds to the whole variety of it all. I feel like the variety of it all is just, what this is gonna sound like is nuts. But I did see in the description, the album is like 70% done. So that's gonna be fucking nuts. That's actually gonna be fucking nuts. All right. Well done, my friend. This is gonna be crazy. We need more Lavarius updates, and I can't wait to hear the final product. With that said, huge shout out to Lavarius. Make sure you go follow their side project, Lavarius Leaks, over on SoundCloud. They're about 8 followers away from 10. And of course, make sure you follow Lavarius on Twitter. They are 7 followers away from 130. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. That was our last Patreon of the night, so huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight, Jordan and Lavarius, and the rest of the Patreon crew over there. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So, without further ado, let's get into the community submissions. So we're just going to go from top to bottom. You guys know the drill every time. But up next, we have the homie Sam's Raps, an artist that actually performed at Cyberfest 2 this Saturday. If you're interested in their set, make sure you go check our YouTube channel this week for all the individual artist sets. Huge shout out to Sam's. But a very talented hip-hop artist, Sam's Raps, submitted Wave new force. Okay, okay. Prepare this one for Cyberfest, but it didn't end up making the set list. Okay, so we got a little unreleased here. A little unreleased. Okay, okay, okay. I'm down. I'm down. A little fucking surprise track here. A little B side. Okay, I'm down. All right, let's get into it. Sam's Raps, unreleased. New for Cyberfest, didn't make the cut. Beats crazy.
Wake up in a bad mood, puff puff, put my issues in a trash shoe. They don't care about me, but I have you. Tell the truth, only want it if it's absolute. Let me spill my fears from the number 2. I won't stay sharp, my brain gon' fog. I keep my job, I'm never gon' pop. I peek back east with the Letterman top. I try routines, but the pain don't stop. Sam's cooking up, though a change gon' come. Born with the tide of my face on smug and a will to decide who can stay or come. All alone like a Mad Max, I pick my damn path. Gone in a second like a Snapchat. Gotta get the cheddar, it's a rat trap.
That's crazy.
Send it to me over Cash App. And when I tap that hoe, I'm a class act. Nice guy, finished last on her back fat. Slipped out the back, I'm feeling brand new. Balling on you bitches in my dress shoes. It's me, you don't gotta play guess who. But here's a damn clue. If it's Colonel in the back with the pool cue, I'm making mustard of you
No
damn
way.
fools. Making mustard of you damn fools.
What the fuck? Okay, that's actually crazy that got cut. I mean, I kind of see why, but not really, because it's like, damn, that was fucking. Come on. Okay, couple things to talk about here. A couple things to get into. Prod Blank Thought, by the way, huge shout out to Music Money staff member and producer Blank Thought. That's actually a crazy Blank Thought beat right there. I won't lie to you. That's actually a crazy Blank Thought beat. Wow. Okay. Man, huge shout out to both of you guys. You absolutely fucking killed that. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. So you guys know the drill. We're gonna talk about quite literally 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. I mean, Prod Blank Thought, right? So, this is a producer that we're pretty familiar with here on the show. I mean, Blank Thought has submitted a lot when it comes to the Music Money's podcast. So, I probably wouldn't have pegged this as a Blank Thought beat, but not really surprising either, because Blank Thought kind of has a pretty good versatility when it comes to their production. So, not really like a crazy shocker, but I like the choice nonetheless. I think the choice is great. Let's talk mix though. Let's get into the mix. So, the mix is great. I mean, I really haven't heard a Blank Thought beat that isn't mixed well. You know what I mean? Drums are always on point. Sound selection's always on point. Nothing's really clashing to overbearing. Melody's great. Nothing that I would ultimately change with this instrumental. Not really a shocker, but for those of you that are new here, Blank Thought definitely has a very consistent mix for sure. He and I are working on an 8-song project right now. Been in development for a while. That's gonna be fucking crazy. That's actually gonna be fucking crazy. Been in development for a while. That's crazy. Yeah, see, like shit like that is gonna be really nuts, because again, for those of you that are new here, Blank Thought is such a talented prod, and just one of those artists that you always look forward to their tracks, right? You always look forward. So that's gonna be exciting. But yeah, instrumental mix solid. Definitely no gripes there. Instrumental shining star. The melody is really influential here. The drums are pretty bouncy too. I definitely like the drums, but I feel like the melody is very very influential in this whole track, right? When it comes to flows and just kind of like setting the mood. I definitely feel like it set a great mood. So we'll probably go melody, but I do feel like drums is a close second. But melody's definitely a shining star, 100%. So instrumental solid. Instrumental instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals though, because I do feel like vocals here are like, come on, you know what I mean? Like vocals are like, okay, like Sam's is such a consistent vocalist when it comes to their style, right? So when it comes to pretty much any type of instrumental, you can always expect a really solid, crisp, clean, clear vocal mix. Even for like rough drafts or like unreleased, usually the vocal mix is like really, really fucking well done. Especially for like their style, right? Like they're very like natural hip hop artists, so you want to like exploit their natural voice and really let that shine. So you're not going to see Sam with like any crazy mixes or anything like that, but you're always going to see them with a consistent mix, and that's what is just so cool to see. It's just so cool to see. Despite the variety of instrumentals too, like they can really like make their vocals work on pretty much anything that we've heard. You know what I mean? Especially everything here on the show. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. So, definitely no gripes with the vocal mix. Absolutely not. Um, Vocal shining star. There's a lot of good bars here. There's a lot of good punchlines, and it was just like a lot of fun writing. Like that Snapchat line comes to mind. There was a lot of like cool stuff that I just felt like was very creative. But flow and cadence was such a king here. Like flow and cadence and just delivery overall was great. Definitely like forced you to get into the song, and you were like, okay, like this motherfucker's about to spit some shit, and you're like, you like you pretty much instantly lock in. You know what I mean? Like you're like insta locked in, and you're like, oh fuck. So yeah, definitely flow and cadence and delivery. I mean, you could like argue the point for writing too, but flow and cadence and delivery and like the overall sound of that is just it really speaks volumes to Sam's ability as an artist, right? And how they record and how they envision tracks and how they want them to be. So I do feel like flow and cadence and delivery definitely is up there for sure. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. The sock theme. Obviously an unreleased track, so probably just like a temp cover here, but also kind of like a funny cover. You know, you like you never want to. Like, you just never know what to expect from the homie Sam's, man. Like there was like that polar bear cover. There was just a couple covers that were just fun here. You know what I mean? Like they were just fun. So aesthetics are always fun when it comes to standard raps. You can always guarantee that for sure. But for their more like main projects, obviously they kind of go the greater length for sure. But aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, I mean, definitely in unreleased, obviously for Cyberfest, one that didn't make the cut. So nothing like too crazy when it comes to theme. But this is definitely one where you gotta appreciate the lyricism, definitely appreciate the writing, and kind of dive into like Sam's skill as a hip hop artist, right? And really kind of lock in. Like this is one of those ones where it's like, again, like if somebody like came up to you on the street, they were like, "Oh shit, you make music? Show me your song." Like this wouldn't be a bad shout to show them. You know what I mean? Because it's such a like a easy, palatable kind of like song to get behind. You know what I mean? And it's actually somebody doing their thing. So it's like okay, like it's a really great representation of Sam's raps right now. You know, so I think that's great. Absolutely fucking great. I mean, I hope to see this release one day. You know what I mean? I definitely hope to see this release one day for sure. So, with that said, huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Sam's on SoundCloud, and of course, make sure you go follow Sam's on Twitter. They are 4 followers away from 970, so make sure you go show them some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz. You guys know the drill, man. And if you're already subbed over there on the channel, you guys are amazing. Thank you for your love. Let's fucking go. That's a great point. Yeah, of course. Early next year, let's fucking go. A little 2025 release. I'm down. Appreciate the love, homie. Always appreciate your submissions, my friend. Always a good time when we got Sam's on the show, man. Always a good time. Let's fucking go. All right. Let's get back into it, man. So we left off with the homie Sam's Raps. Up next is homie Bruce Esser. So Bruce has actually made the last few SoundCloud Sundays. A very talented producer has submitted their first track to the Music Mondays podcast. They're definitely not unfamiliar to Music Mondays, but this is the first time that they've been here on the show. I'm definitely down. Bruce Esser, put your drinks up. So yeah, first time submitting artists, technically. Like I said, they've made SoundCloud Sunday, but this will be the first time that we've fully reacted to them here on the show. So this will be sick. I'm definitely down. So this is from their project, Ladies and Fellas. Let's see. Oh, so only 2 tracks. Okay, a little quick EP. I'm down. All right, Bruce Esser, Put your drinks up. Let's go. Oh shit. Okay. What the fuck? Hmm. Let's go, man. What an interesting blend. Wow. Okay, a little outro. What an interesting mix. That was very, very interesting. Okay. There's 1,000 plays on the internet radio. I just make music as it takes me. Creative Capricorns rock, music production, architecture, art, and well done, Bruce. That was a great first time submission. I actually really enjoyed that. Lots of variety there. Lots of variety. So, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about two things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're talking about the overall theme of "Put Your Drinks Up," because obviously no vocals. A little bit more of like a remix cover-esque kind of feel to this. But let's talk instrumentals. So, instrumental mix is great. I mean, for a wide variety of sounds and things in this instrumental itself, I feel like this is fantastic. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I really thought was like super crazy or off-putting or anything like that. Again, I really like the sound selection. Everything else kind of fell into place. So I definitely like the mix here for sure. Nothing that I would like ultimately change or anything like that. So instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, the vocal placement is nice. Like I do like the vocal sample here. But you know, the structure kind of takes you on a ride, to be honest with you. Like, it's not a basic structure at all, but it's not like super like overbearing or anything like that. It's definitely like a really solid structure when it comes down to you know, how this song progresses. So for me, definitely it's structure, but I do feel like drums are like a close second, but for sure structure clears 100%. So instrumental solid. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. 2-track EP, ladies and fellas. Kind of like a crowd-esque sort of photo. I mean, definitely like somewhat of like a party track, right? So definitely like a solid choice for this, especially for like a little 2-track EP. So definitely hits the theme for sure. But the overall theme of Put Your Drinks Up, obviously, Put Your Drinks Up, kind of like a remix-esque cover, but also a great party song, something that you could really like slam at like a party or really kind of like put on in the background when it comes to like good weekend vibe or things like that. So I do feel like this is a good like get up and go kind of track, definitely. So with that said, huge shout out to Bruce Esser. Thank you so much for this, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Bruce on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Bruce on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 870, so go show them some love with the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Let's fucking get it. And if you're already subscribed to the Music Mondays YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for even just subbing, dropping likes, dropping comments, or even if you're just watching the videos. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it. So up next would be the homie Lucha Libro, but we actually reacted to this track last week. So huge shout out to the homie Lucha, man. If you'd like to see us react to their track Una, make sure you go check out Music Mondays podcast episode 192. And feel free to resubmit next week with a track we have not reacted to. Let's go. And of course, up next, following that, would be the homie Jordan, but we've already reacted to Jordan earlier in the show. They were the first submission that we had because they are Music Mondays Patreon and they have access to Music Mondays Fast Pass. So if you'd like to see our reaction, definitely go check out the beginning of the show. Make sure you go show Jordan some love. So following Jordan, we got the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, Offspring's really been doing a solid rollout for a lot of their YouTube uploads and Walking Onslaughts in general, right? But Offspring, a very, very talented, multi-talented producer, artist, engineer, editor, filmer, writer, designer, all the above. They submitted Spiritual Ritual Season 2 trailer. Season 2 trailer. I'm down. Let's get into it, Offspring. Okay, let's give this a quick little pause. Full volume. Get a little 720 in there. Here's a preview of what's to come next. I hope all of you are ready for a wild ride. I don't want to do my own here, but actually, fuck that. Exactly what I'm going to do now. I put a lot of time and effort into making it life. You wouldn't believe the shit I did to make this come to life. If you want to feel the Walking Onslaught experience, advise you to tune in every Friday. And remember, a new dawn awaits us. Links in the description. Okay, say less, Offspring. I'm down. Offspring Mysterious, Spiritual Ritual Season 2 trailer. Oh shit. I love the filter. No? What the hell was there snow? That's yeah, it's gonna be. A lot of these shots are great. Next week. It's almost time, boys. Spiritual Rituals. Uh. Oh, I am. Stop playing. Hope you're ready. Let's fucking go, man. We are so ready here at Music Monday. We're great. We are great and ready. Let's go, man. Let's fucking go. We are so ready. We are so fucking ready. A new season awaits us, man. Oh, it's gonna be so fire. Let's go. Well done. And this photo is fucking crazy. It's a great outro. Well done. Absolutely fucking well done. Shit. Fantastic outro too. Let's go, Offspring. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Well done. See, that's how you do a trailer for something like that, man. That's really how you do a trailer. That was one of those ones where it felt like a new beginning, right? It felt theatrical enough, and it was quick, clean, to the point. And shit, this new season, especially if it's like what Offspring describes too, right? Like they put a lot of work into that. So yeah, definitely pat yourself on the back. Let's fucking go. I'm definitely excited to see this upgrade, man. I'm definitely excited to see this upgrade. Let's fucking get it. So you can catch the new Walking Onslaughts here on Music Mondays because I'm sure we'll be reacting to it. So let's go, man. Shout out to Offspring Series. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel. They are 8 subscribers away from 230. Make sure you go show them some love over there on the YouTube. And of course, make sure you go show them some love on Twitter. They are 1 follower away from 920 or 11 followers away from 930. So go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, man. The big 300. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz available on the channel. Make sure you go show everybody some love. Well, let's fucking get it. So, all right. So we left off with the homie Offspring series. Up next is the homie Onwuka. So, man, Onwuka has been killing it with the submissions recently. We've been really diving into their earlier archive, right, from like 2020, 2021-ish. But a very talented hip-hop artist, Onwuka, submitted a track titled Kron Playa. Ending with one last Onwuka classic. Kron Playa is a term I coined to represent having the freedom to do dope shit constantly. I explain it further at the start of it. Reference in other songs, so now you'll be... Oh, okay, bet. So we got a little artist lore here. A little artist lore. Okay. I'm definitely down. Say less. All right, Onwuka, Kron Playa, let's go.
You've got dope boys, you've got gangsters, you got duffel bag boys.
Oh, sure.
But I'm gonna show you what it's like to be a Kron Playa. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. Gonna let him off in the air just like a flare.
Ain't no John Mayer.
And I will roll there, cause it's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. Let me hop on the beat and I will become a song slayer. My flow stay as tight as the thong that you wear, and my voice is smooth as the air. So when she's all Baya, Chaya, Wuka chillin' like a super villain. So girl, I got a thought that we should take a spot on my lap, and I can pluck you like a paya, eat you and squeeze you as if you were in a clay. The means of sticky itch get in my face, I don't care. Like really though, your body's looking so brown and fair.
Okay.
Really wanna drown down there. Try to stay in your thing longer than a man, kicking it on a lounge chair. If we making out the club and the whole crowd stare, I'ma simply go ahead and give them a proud glare. But instead, awkwardly, these fools are cheering us on like y'all should be doing for this verse on this song. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. Gonna let him off in the air just like a flare. Just say yeah and I will roll there, cause it's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa. It's that dope dude. It's like bombs drop from the air when he spoke to you. And I double dare y'all to heat it up, cause he already straight smoked the booth. There's only one true Wuka, you can never clone the flu. Running through my heart of veins and how I let it leak into my verse. Got the beat falling apart cause I'm going so hard. Other brothers stay a limp like Fred Durst. But my African soul's the only thing I can claim. Not saying that I was abandoned by the universe, but the entity saw the same strength in me and was like, I'll help you later, but this work you have to do first. And I was like, alright,
What?
yeah, I'm a behavior, the way of the savior. Break the beats in with my sweet sound, but stay on point like a laser when I lace ya. It's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa with the long
The hook is
the name
great.
is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. Gonna let him off in the air just like a flare. Just say yeah and I will roll there, cause it's a Kron Playa with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Kron Playa. The way I slice it up, I make the mother chump seem like a ball eraser. It's a Kron Playa. The punk with the funk running with his love gun that'll assault and blaze ya. It's a Kron Playa. The dude in the way I'm trying to scoop a smooth the chicken, be a log layer. It's a Kron Playa. I'm
Damn.
paper fetching, phaser setting the kill while I craft song bangers. Create a swell of emotions when I'm flowing. Feel the beat with my eye to calm my anger. But my verse can make you put your hands in the air and shake till you get it sweaty. Is the palm of a raper. It's going down like a broad anchor. I know I'm just a random tall stranger, but my mouth stays smoking like I'm Donna Draper. You know who it is. the Crown player. It's a Crown player.
Damn.
With the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Crown player with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. Gonna let him off in the air just like a flare. Just say yeah, and I will roll there. Cause it's a Crown player with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer.
Well, there you have it. You've now heard the legendary tales of the Crown Player, the Nigerian nightmare, the might tear up the verse like I'm a Darth Vader. And they wanna ask me if I can sing, I'm like, not really, but I can harmonize, and I be shining so much that I be harmonized. We stay strong, we ain't none of the Charmin guys.
It's the Crown player.
None of the Charmin guys.
The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. It's a Crown player with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer. Gonna let him off in the air just like a player. Just say yeah, and I will roll there. Cause it's a Crown player with the long hair. The name is Onwuka, my dog. This ain't no John Mayer.
A little bit of acapella there at the end too. I like that. Okay, this is like such a great palatable kind of song. I feel like even if you're not into hip hop, this is one of those songs that like you could get behind. You know what I mean? Like this is a fantastic track. Like this is one where you could like see it in kind of like a movie or like it has that like theatrical kind of feel to it. It's just so well put together. Like really, really well put together. This is definitely like a highlight on this project for sure. I know this is kind of like a bigger project as well. So Crown Playa is track 5 actually. So out of 9 tracks, right? We've reacted to African Bala, Even Keeled, the intro. So yeah, we've kind of heard about like 50% of this project or so. When it comes to this one has to be like a highlight on the project for sure, no question. So we're gonna talk about 3 things here. And we're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Crown Playa. So, let's talk instrumental, man. I love the instrumental choice here. I feel like Onwuka has such a great variety when it comes to instrumentals. They can really get like super down and dirty with some like dark trap shit, or they can get some real like boom bap ish, or they can get some like really unique kind of instrumentals. Like this is a very versatile artist. So I like this choice, like off rip. And also kind of has like good vibes too, you know what I mean? So I do feel like it really like it hits all the points, you know what I mean? So again, choice is great. Instrumental mix is fantastic though. Nothing clashing, too overbearing, nothing that I would like ultimately change here. Melodies are great, sound selection is great, drums are solid. Everything's mixed really well, crisp, clean, straight to the point. Nothing that really like fucks with anything at all. Nothing that was off-putting. Yeah, no, I feel like the instrumental mix is definitely up there. No question. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. You know, drums are up there. Drums are definitely like very, very bouncy. I like the drums here a lot. But the melody's up there too. And the structure. The structure is very underrated. The structure is definitely up there. The instrumental shining star, I kind of want to do Ghost Structure though, just because it makes for a great journey. And again, this is another one of those songs that doesn't feel like 4 minutes. You know what I mean? It really like makes you sit back and enjoy it. So for me, definitely structure, but I feel like the drums were a close second, just because of like their rhythm and like how bouncy they were. Sound selection was great too, but the overall instrumental structure is definitely a shining star for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. I mean, again, you kind of heard a little bit of the acapella there at the end, but Onwuka's vocals is just like they've always been very consistent, right? So not really a shocker that they're consistent throughout this whole project, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here or anybody who hasn't had the chance to experience Onwuka, right? So, vocal mix, definitely no gripes at all. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change when it comes to their vocals. I mean, they just have such a solid, natural voice that, you know, just a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of cleanup makes the vocal sound really crisp. And that's what we have here, for sure. The vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. You know, writing's up there. Flow and cadence is definitely up there. But I think the hook clears because it's catchy. You remember it. And it's one of those ones that, like, by the time the last verse rolls around, you're, like, used to the hook. So it's a very consistent hook. And it just grabs you. It just totally hooks you in, you know, no pun intended. But definitely the hook. definitely the hook. I do feel like writing and flow and cadence were like a close second, but for me, totally the hook. The instrumental solid, definitely a structure. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So I've talked a little bit about Onwuka's cover here for Kronwuka Classics, and again, for those of you that haven't heard me speak about this, I feel like this was fantastic, especially for like a project. But again, I like the minimalistic look, but I like the style of cartoon as well. Like, there's a lot I like about this, but it does give me that project kind of vibe. But I think the text really like tops it all off and makes it like really attractive and eye catching. So for me, I like this one when it comes down to the overall aesthetics, right? And again, totally project worthy. But I like this one a lot. Simple, straight to the point, but it's still very high quality. Overall theme, I mean, I'm pretty sure Onwuka, really explains it pretty well here. Cron play is a term I coined to represent having the freedom to do dope shit constantly. I explain it a little further in a bit. Reference it in other songs. So yeah, so now this is like an insider artist term here, right? Cron playa. And they really kind of expand on that throughout the whole song. I mean, this is like 4 minutes of fucking bars, but I feel like the hook really kind of speaks volumes to what Onwuka was saying here in that caption. So this is definitely like a Onwuka anthem for sure. So this is definitely one you can't miss, and definitely go check out this project because we've pretty much reacted to like 50% of it, and it's one of those projects that like such a unique style and flavor, man. That it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So this was great, man. Well done, my friend. With that said, huge shout out to Onwuka. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. Of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 1 follower away from 780, or of course, 11 followers away from 790. So go show some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, actually. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's go. So, well done. That was a great start to the show. We're about halfway through, so you guys know the drill. We're going to run a quick commercial break. Make sure you get up, go get a snack, go get a drink, go do whatever you need to do when it comes to taking a quick break, man. When we return, we're going to hop right back into the community submission, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. The Music Mondays podcast will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Money Podcast, episode 193. I'm your host, Tom Slays. I hope you had a good break, but we're going to get right back into our community submissions for the night. So, we left off the homie on Wuka. Up next is the homies over at Money Green Music, a very, very talented hip hop collective. We made another track this week titled Haitian Drink. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm definitely down. Definitely down. Absolutely. So, we got the homie Rivy, Money Green Music, Haitian Drink. Let's go, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, walk all shit, be in the blocks
Holy
and
shit.
all drip. That big number 9 looking walk on the rig. Then swear you be bugging with taking my pick. He the strip you can't get. I provide in the ocean. Yeah, walk all shit, I can't like with the potion. Yeah, I carry the flame at the US Open. Yeah, my mama told me I'm a lead and I'm chosen.
Oh shit.
You know I don't fuck around, but I do not eat. Every now you go crazy. Hey, I'm up on my glory. Bad bitches, they got nothing for me. No matter the price, they cannot afford me. Big bag, I'ma fuck up the Forbes. They catching these O's, I know it's gon' cost me. Got her back to the hills and they lost me. Bust down paddock, yeah, we call it Frosty. Just like Drizzy, yeah, Raheem, my 40. Then pull up the walk, me and the guys, we gon' slide to the top. Yeah, the haters told me we do better than stop. Yeah, the haters don't know how I beat up the block, but I'ma get what I got. Yeah. Yeah, you know I don't fuck around. What I do is not easy. When they see me, they say he beastie. Walk hard, you know. Yeah, walk all shit. Be in the blocks and that chrome all drip. That big number 9 looking walk on the rig. Then swear you be bugging with taking my pick. He the strip you can't get. I provide in the ocean. Walk all shit, I can't like with the potion. Yeah, I carry the flame at the US Open. Yeah, my mama told me I'm a lead and I'm chosen. No way they can see. Me and Pace, so we gon' turn up the grease. Got Louis the jeans and I'm on the T. I be fly as a jet when I'm approaching the scene. Yeah, big head shot with the Ruger is clean. When I put on that drip, on the best I could be. When I walk in the spot, yeah, I'm purging the scene. Yeah, cream ski mask and house with beans. Yeah, fuck on the school, I was addicted to cream. Ay,
Oh,
I'm up on my
shit.
glory. Bad bitches, they got nothing for me. No matter the price, they cannot afford me. Big bag, I'ma fuck up the Forbes. They catching these O's, I know it's gon' cost me. Got her back to the hills and they lost me. Yeah, bust down paddock, yeah, we call it Frosty. Just like Drizzy, yeah, Raheem, my 40.
Wow. So one thing off rip that's like really noticeable about this is the mix. Like the mix is fantastic. Like especially like the last few Money Green Music tracks have been mixed to just perfection. Like the mixing is just fucking crazy on. Like it's not too loud, but it's like still very, very crisp, very, very clean. So that's kind of where I'm like, all right, like this is fucking nuts. This is definitely fucking nuts. This is definitely like the second track in a row where Money Green Music has submitted and the mix has just been super, super fucking crisp. So, let's break it down, let's get into it, let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, man. Instrumental. I mean, the instrumental is just not only a great choice, right? But the mix itself is just fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change when it comes to this mix. You know, drums hit hard, but not too hard. Everything's nice and level, crisp, clean, clear. Again, you know, not really a shocker here, but to anybody who's new, they definitely do have a very consistent mix, no matter who the artist is for the Money Green Music track, right? So their mix is definitely solid. Very, very solid. So instrumental mix, definitely a W. Instrumental shining star. You know, I do feel like Melody's up there. Melody plays like a really big part in this. But also, you know, drums are up there too. Like drums play such a big fucking part here. Um, hmm. You know, probably Melody. Probably Melody just because of the way the track starts off, but also it's one of those melodies that like you hear like a few seconds of, right? And you instantly know the song. You know what I mean? Like instantly fucking know the song and it's like, okay, fuck. So for me, definitely the melody. It definitely sets the tone, but I do feel like drums are a close second. Definitely. No instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Fantastic. You know, again, kind of like the instrumental, Money Green Music has a very consistent mix. Especially when it comes to all their vocalists. You know, a lot of them have like a really solid natural voice, but not much mixing that's like truly needed to be done there. It's more so a lot about the cleanup, make sure it's crisp, clean, clear, kind of upping the quality a little bit, doing, you know, little tweaks here and there, but for this particular style, I definitely don't think you need like a crazy mix at all, especially when all these artists have like such great voices when it comes to like real hip hop, right? So, um, yeah, no gripes on the vocal mix. Definitely no gripes on the vocal mix whatsoever. Um, vocal shining star. You know, the hook's up there. The hook's definitely up there. I feel like the hook comes to mind, right? I definitely feel like the hook comes to mind. But you know, the flow and cadence throughout the whole track is really great, and the writing can definitely be argued for as well. Um, but for me, I think it's the hook. I think the hook is something that's just as memorable as the melody, but it really does its job here. You know what I mean? Like it really does its job. So, for me, it's got to be the hook, definitely. The instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Always fucking on point with Money Green Music, man. Like always fucking on point. This one kind of taking a more like minimalistic approach, right? But it also it really gets the job done because I like the whole devil emoji in the cup kind of deal. Like, and then of course like with it being kind of like symbolism for drink too, right? So it's like, damn, all right, like creative and simple at the same time, you know. So perfect for a single, right? And then you show parental advisory at the bottom, Money Green Music logo at the bottom, and then Haitian Drink with Ravi's name. So that's kind of like it's kind of nailing all the aspects. You know what I mean? It's really nailing all the aspects. So for me, definitely hit the mark for sure. Totally, absolutely. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, definitely more of like a writing based track, right? So this is definitely one you want to pay attention to the lyrics, the writing, punchlines. You really want to appreciate the writing skill here, right? This is definitely an artist who went in and destroyed this instrumental for sure. So I wouldn't look too deep on a theme like this. I do feel like reviewers just kind of talking their shit on this, but also really wrote their ass off. You know, a lot of creative writing in this. This is definitely one you want to pay attention to for just the writing in general, right? So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Money Green Music and Rivi. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. Money Green Music is approaching 1.4K followers on the Bird app, my friends. Make sure you go show them some love over there. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 actually, so we're about 5 away from 300. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. And like I said, we do upload 2 times per week, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Even if you're just watching the videos, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you. All right, so up next we have the homies over at Single Digits, aka The Single Digits, and this is a very talented alternative artist, and they submitted a track titled "Life Goes By Way Too Fast." The last thing that they submitted, I believe, was a single from their recent project, I think. Let's crack this open and see what we got here. Sunday Morning Throwing Down. I'm pretty sure we have reacted to one of these. I'm pretty sure. Getting Too Old for This Pit, we definitely reacted to that. Here's With the Boys, maybe? We definitely reacted to a couple of these, but this week the Single Digits submitted Life Goes By Way Too Fast, so let's get into it. Let's go. Okay.
Could have always been just a little bit stronger. Held on just a little longer. And not let time get away. Life goes by way too fast. It never lasts as long just might miss out on the best parts of this life. Could have always been
Fantastic.
just a little bit calmer, just a little more patient, not let myself get away. And life goes by way too fast. It never lasts as long as you may want. So hold on tight, or you just might miss out on the best parts of this life.
Let's go. Well done.
And life goes by way too fast. It never lasts as long as you may want. So hold on tight, or you just might miss out on the best parts of this life.
Well done, man. Very meaningful. I like that one. I like that one a lot. You know, I didn't know what to expect here from Single Digits because they do have a decent variety when it comes to their alternative sound, right? They definitely can dive into some more like aggressive, like punk styles, alternative styles, rock styles, acoustic styles, right? We've definitely heard quite a few styles from the Single Digits, but this one definitely took the acoustic direction and has a great message. You know what I mean? Simple but very effective. So let's get into it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So we're talking about three things. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Life Goes By Way Too Fast. So, instrumental. Instrumental, of course, very minimalistic. One melody, a little bit of small effects here or there. But for the most part, definitely very minimalistic. But with that said, the mix is great. Very prominent. Very like a part of the song. You know what I mean? It's not really like lagging anything. It's doing its job when it comes to, you know, a simple kind of instrumental style, especially one with this kind of melody, right? Especially for like an acoustic style too. So with that said, though, the mix is great. I feel like the melody does really well with the vocals. Nothing's clashing. Vocals sit nice. Nothing that I would ultimately change about this mix at all, especially with it being like an acoustic kind of style. Again, nothing that I would ultimately. I definitely like the vocal or the instrumental mix for sure. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. It could be structure. You know what I mean? Like I like the way the melody is structured, but also like the melody in general is great. Mm, you know, probably just the melody in general, to be honest with you, because again, I feel like it sets a tone and really gives you like a good idea of what you're about to be in for, right? And like totally sets the mood, in my opinion. So, um, for me, got to be the melody for sure. But structure's like a close second. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is absolutely fantastic. I mean, again, this is an artist with a very consistent vocal mix, no matter what style they are doing. So I'm not really shocked that they have a very like clear, clean vocal mix on this. But again, for the acoustic style, it definitely fits and really gives that like raw feeling without being too raw and like unedited, right? But yeah, the vocal mix definitely hits the mark for sure. Absolutely well done, 100%. The vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Hmm. You know, probably the writing. I feel like even as simple as the writing is, I feel like it's very meaningful, and the way it's delivered is even better. So for me, definitely the writing for sure throughout the whole track, 100%. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. We've definitely reacted to this cover at least once before, right? Sunday Morning Throwing Down. And again, it kind of has that like nostalgic feel to it a little bit, but it also brings that like the single digits kind of style. You know what I mean? Logo in the middle. We have the longboards in the back. Kind of like almost like a vaporwave esque kind of feel to it, but definitely project worthy, no doubt. Simple, effective, straight to the point. Is definitely one that I think fits the single digits really well. You know what I mean? So I like this one. Again, definitely has that like project feel to it, you know. So aesthetics absolutely on point. Overall theme of Life Goes By Way Too Fast. Actually, that's track 10 on the project as well. So I feel like it's a great like outro track. But overall theme, I mean, it's quite literally in the title. Life goes by way too fast. You know what I mean? We live in a world where, you know, you gotta grind. You know what I mean? Like if you want shit done in life, or you know, you have goals, or you have shit that you want to accomplish, working is like the center of it all, right? Of course, some people have to work for different reasons and X, Y, or Z, but I think no matter who you are or what you're doing, right? Why you work or how much you work or anything like that, I just think humans in general definitely need to stop and smell the roses every once in a while. And I'm not saying like do it all the time or anything like that, but you know, it's definitely healthy to kind of, uh, you know, really kind of take a second and look around and, you know, appreciate the moment that you're in, right? Because I feel like a lot of us definitely don't know when we're in the good times, right? And we end up always chasing those like good times kind of feeling, but you never really know when you're in the good times, right? So slowing down is always a good way to like stop and appreciate shit and be like, okay, like shit's not bad right now. You know what I mean? And life is like, it is where it is and it's decent. And, you know, 5 years from now, you look back on that moment and you're like, damn, you know? So it's a very like real song when it comes down to, um, actually just appreciating like life in general, you know what I mean? And kind of being like, okay, like ultimately, again, you really don't know when you're in the good times, right? So, stopping and chilling for a bit and trying to like observe and relax and recollect yourself is always like a good thing when it comes down to you know, appreciating life and being able to like slow down a bit for sure. So great message, great track, definitely great placement on the project as well. So well done, my friend. Well done. Make sure you follow Single Digits on Spotify, and thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow Single Digits on Twitter as well. They're 7 followers away from 500. That's a great milestone. Go get them to 500, man. That's a great fucking milestone. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, my friends. Make sure you go check out the channel. Go show the channel some love. We upload 2 times per week, as always. Every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is on the channel. Well, let's fucking get it. Alrighty, my friends. Well done. And huge shout out to anybody who's already subscribed to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you. So, up next would be the homie Here's Johnny, but they actually submitted their track pretty late. They actually didn't get their submission in time. So if we do have some time later on in the show, we will circle back to their submission. But we're going to hop right back into the rest of the community submissions. And up next, we have the homie Absolno. Now, it had to be like a month or so since we've reacted to Absolno. So I'm definitely down to see what they've been up to. A very, very, very talented music producer submitted SOP type beat, Hypnosis. Shit. All right, let's go see what Absolno has been cooking up in the lab. I'm down. Let's get into it. Hypnosis, Absolno. Let's go. Oh shit. Oh, the kick is great. Well done. Well done. That was very it was like it was both unique and like very consistent. You know what I mean? Like very, very consistent. So well done. That was our first submission from Absono in quite some time. I want to say like a month or so, something like that. But let's break it down, let's get into it, let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about two things here because obviously no vocals. We're talking about the instrumental, and we're talking about the overall theme of Hypnosis. So let's talk instrumental. First off, mix. Fantastic. I actually really, really like this mix. Sound selection's great. Drums are great. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this, to be honest with you, especially with everything that's going on here. Bass is great. Drums are great. Nothing's clashing, really fighting with each other. Nothing that's like too crazy when it comes to the instrumental. So instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental shining star. The next question. You know, I do feel like melodies for sure up there, but I kind of want to say drums too. Like the drums really fucking take over here. I feel like the melody definitely sets the mood, you know, and really has this like demonic kind of flavor to it. But the drums are just really picking up, like especially like later in the track, like the drums just super pick up. So for me, got to be the drums, 100%. But the melody's definitely a close second for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, Hypnosis. Great choice. I mean, simple aesthetic, but you know, it kind of gets the job done, right? I mean, you throw the Pokemon in there, it's great. You know what I mean? And like people are kind of like understanding the vibe there. You know what I mean? So aesthetics, definitely like it simple, straight to the point, perfect for an instrumental. You know. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, I mean, the theme is great for a track titled Hypnosis, and then you pick this Pokemon. It's like okay, you know what I mean. So, and then the Beastars linking here, I believe. So well done, well done. You know, this is like one of those like straight to the point like kind of themes, but it actually like works out too. You know what I mean? Especially for producers, and Absono's been definitely cranking out some instrumentals. So, always glad to see that, and just it's good that artists are really, you know, artists and producers obviously, but mostly producers that kind of really come through and like continue to build their own brand and like put out instrumentals and really kind of want to promote themselves in that way, right? So well done, my friend, well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Absono. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Absono on SoundCloud. They are 7 followers away from 60, so go show them some love over there in the cloud. Of course, make sure you follow Absono on Twitter. They are 7 followers away from 540, so go show them some love over there in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episode segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. So, let's see here. So we left off with the homie Absono. Up next would be the homie Laverius, but Laverius is Music Money's Patreon, so we've already reacted to their track early in the show. So make sure you go show Laverius some love and check out the start of the show for their submission. So, following Laverius, we would have the homie Saint Wave, but they actually sent an unreleased track in our DM. So, if we have time at the end of the show, we'll definitely wrap back around to this for sure. But we normally don't take submissions in the DM. You know what I mean? We are a live show. We keep it free flow. We kind of like to just consistently go into each track, right? But when it comes down to the end of the show, if we have some time, we definitely will run that 100%. But if you do want to submit unreleased tracks, feel free to submit an unlisted YouTube link, an unlisted SoundCloud link, anything like that. Feel free to drop that. And then you can just delete it after you're done as well. Okay, so up next, we got the homie Young Tig, a.k.a. Tig Bitty Goth Girl. Now, this is an artist who submitted for the first time, I think probably like a couple months ago, and their first time submission was fucking nuts. Like, actually fucking nuts. So I'm definitely down, man. Let's get into it. Let's see what Tig has for us. Well, let's see. Pop this open a new tab. Change your life. Okay, now this is going to be nuts. This is definitely going to be nuts. Got the homie Noise Bros, give me chills. Sounds where it belongs, I think. Okay. Okay, 1 month ago. So definitely super, super new. Let's get into it. Tig Bitty Goth Girl, change your life. Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh shit. They left.
You know that I get down like that, baby, come and free me. Wanna tear me down, wanna see what's inside underneath me. Wanna wear the crown, wanna give a fuck about anybody else. All I wanna do is lay here with you and that's about it. Wanna hold me down, if they test us, we gon' give them hell. And when you walk around, they be like, there go Tig's little bitch. Pull up to the function, already loaded, she off a prescription. Got her frozen, tell me where the time went, baby, where'd it go then? I can see the time going by, watching going. She be out the liquor and the blow. She be out the weed and the coke. Bad little bitch, she could build a fucking snowman. I can take you places you ain't think she was going. I can take you places you ain't think she was going. I can take you places you ain't think she was going.
Wow. What the fuck? Okay. So this was definitely fucking insane. What did their caption say actually? I'm kind of curious on their caption now, I forget. I know you're gonna fuck with this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially like the first time submission from Tig was just crazy, man. Like just absolutely fucking crazy. So I kind of expected something really off the walls here, and this definitely hit that mark for me. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. We're talking about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. I mean, this is a great choice and such a unique kind of style, you know, because it's really blending a couple different production styles. And, you know, drums are such a king here. You know what I mean? Like such a king. And not every artist can kind of find like a solid flow on this. You know what I mean? And I do feel like Tig really like goes above and beyond to kind of like make these worthwhile, right? Because a lot of people will like try to get on these beats and they don't really do them justice. You know what I mean? But this one, absolutely, no doubt. So I like the choice here, first off. But let's talk mix. The mix is fantastic, especially for like, again, what's going on in this instrumental and like how loud and prominent it is. The sound selection is great, but the mix itself is super solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I would really like ultimately change on the instrumental. I feel like this prod did a really, really good job on this. So, definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix. No way. Especially the drums are crazy. But instrumental Shining Star. Hmm. Probably the drums. You know, I feel like melody's a close second, but the drums are like, holy shit. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like the drums are super, super up there. No doubt. Um, yeah, it's got to be the drums for me, man. The drums for me, fucking clear here, like absolutely clear. But again, the melody's like a close second, but drums are just nuts and really keep up like such a nice pace. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is great. You know, it has this like somewhat of like a electronic kind of like post process kind of feel to it, but it's not like super deep fried either. You know, it's really hitting that like prime auto tune kind of sound, and like it's not really taking away too much from Tig's voice. It's still letting their voice shine here, but it just almost adds to the song. You know what I mean? It really adds to the song. So definitely no gripes with the vocal mix at all. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change here because drums cut through nicely, vocals sit nice on the instrumental. Nothing that I would change, not at all. So vocal mix definitely solid. Vocal Shining Star. You know, writing was up here, right? But um, I think flow and cadence really makes this like super attractive. When it comes down to like, you know, somebody like who's never heard Tig really getting into it. Like the flow and cadence really shows that Tig is like actually a fucking artist and like knows how to use their voice and knows how to flow, knows how to deliver lyrics. You know what I mean? So flow and cadence and delivery here really like topped everything. But again, writing is definitely a close second. Like you could totally make an argument for writing as well. But flow and cadence and delivery is just like, well, let's fucking go. So absolutely. Absolutely. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Change Your Life, aesthetics. Great, simple, high quality cover. You know what I mean? Like super, super high quality. I mean, if you're gonna go minimalistic, right? Like high quality is definitely like something you want to focus on, and this is definitely like pushing that HD 1080 4K kind of feel. You know what I mean? And then the parental advisory in the bottom mid, I think it's great. You know, perfect first single. Definitely gets the job done when it comes down to like something simple, right? I don't think this is from a project, but okay, no, it's not. It's just a single. All right, excellent. Um, so yeah, aesthetics definitely on point. Definitely on point. Especially with the title "Change Your Life" and it's an eye, you know, it's an eye seeing their life, you know, so kind of has that aspect to it as well. But overall theme, "Change Your Life." I mean, Big speaks about a lot in this track, but definitely like pushing the idea of like, you know, sometimes you just meet new people and you level up. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you meet new friends, new partners, new individuals, new people in your crew, and you just level the fuck up. You know what I mean? And like some people do have that ability. You know, it's just a fact of life. It happens. You know, you level up people as a person and artist, and other people and other artists will level you up as well. So I definitely feel like they pushed a good narrative here and really like took writing to another level because it was still fun, it was still serious. It was a good mix of both. You know what I mean? A really, really good mix of both. And the way that Tig kind of like attacks this instrumental is like how artists really should be pushing this, you know. So well done. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Tig Biddy, a goth girl. Make sure you go show them some love on SoundCloud. They are 6 followers away from 140. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 50. So that's a good milestone, man. Go get them to 50 over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get. If you already have, thank you, my friends, for supporting Music Mondays. Even if you just subscribed, you're watching the videos, you're dropping likes, all that good jazz. You guys are fantastic. Thank you. So, all right, let's get back into it, man. Let's start with the homie Tig. Up next is the homie Also. Now, this is a first time submitting artist. This is definitely not an artist we've reacted to here on Music. So, Scully World 24, RIP Kobe in the bio. Definitely RIP. Let's go see what they got, man. So we're going to go in blind. We definitely don't know what Calso has in store for us. So first time submitting artist, Calso Loud from 8 months ago. Let's get into it.
Listen
Okay.
I'm only worried about myself, worried about my health, worried about my wealth. Assassin's Creed came out the cut, stealth. Yeah, he looking for some Zara, he on you. Dumbass nigga. Yeah, I'm screaming, need some help. I don't think they hear me, feel like I'm all by myself. Take the lead by myself. But if I can't take the game, ain't going by myself. No way. Yeah, you try. Yeah, you try to throw your dirt on me 1,000 times. Yeah, it didn't work. I push these rhymes. You don't ask me how I'm doing fine. Believe them lies. Yeah, you know I look you right inside your eyes. You pretty. Like I see through visions of all the bullshit I'm going through. And how to school. I barely did it, but you know I held it down, nigga, never quit it. Gotta stay committed, gotta stay consistent. I'm tryna flip it, run to the digits, I get it. These niggas don't get it. I just made a new style. Yeah, I'm tryna rock a Usher and go wild. I did this for the sound of the cloud. I'm blowing loud.
Well done, man. Well done. That was a great first time submission. Very chill vibes, you know. It's very like wind down, very like definitely a great song to smoke to, right? Or a song to just relax to. You're sitting in your room chilling. This is some shit you definitely throw on for sure. So well done. I like this a lot. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Loud. So, instrumental mix. Yeah, fantastic, to be honest with you, especially for this plug and B kind of style. Super crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Nothing I would ultimately take away from this at all. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Sound selection solid. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit really nice. They totally like blend in with the beat really well. So definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix. Absolutely fantastic. This prod did a really good job. So instrumental mix, great. Instrumental Shining Star. Instrumental Shining Star. I mean, the drums are up there, right? But you definitely make a case for the melody as well. I feel like melody does a really good job setting the mood there, but the drums kind of keep up the pace really well too. And the 808 in specific is like really, really solid. So, for me, yeah, it's got to be the drums, man. Drums are super solid. So, instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is great, actually. Again, for a first time submitting artist, you never really know what to expect, but he also has a really great vocal mix when it comes down to the delivery and this track in specific, right? They're really solid, like natural voice, I'm assuming. So, you didn't really want to go too crazy on this mix when it comes down to effects and plugins and things like that. This is definitely just a crisp, clean, clear, high quality mix that really helps their voice get to where it's meant to be, right? So, vocal mix is definitely solid, absolutely solid. The vocal Shining Star. It's kind of a tie between writing and flow and cadence and delivery. I definitely feel like writing and flow and cadence and delivery is super, super up there. But, I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery really keeps that like relaxation kind of feel to it. So let's go flow and cadence and delivery, but you definitely make an argument for writing for sure. But for me, flow and cadence and delivery, 100%. Instrumental solid, Definitely the drums, vocal solid, flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics, loud. So, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, kind of a perfect cover for a track like this. Again, kind of a relaxing, sit back, chill, the kind of vibe kind of track. You know what I mean? So, actually having, who I'm assuming is Calso kind of going through and just smoking, chilling. You have this like aesthetic picture of like a or a J, and I think this is a great cover for this. 100%. Especially something like simple and kind of like straight to the point. Great cover. I like the choice. Overall theme, I would say, even the aesthetics kind of like play into the whole theme of loud. You know what I mean? Like this is a great. It comes down to like how this track makes you feel, right? So it's definitely like a stoner anthem. It definitely has that like chill, obviously plug and B, but more of like an R&B vibe as well. You know what I mean? It's a fun, relaxing, kind of sit back and smoke track for sure. So I could see why there was a lot of love on it. You know what I mean? Because it's really like one of those just relax kind of tracks. So I feel like Castle did a really good job with this. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Castle. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud like Music Mondays just did. They are now $7 away from 150. So go show them some love over there in the cloud. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. Of course, make sure you follow Calso on Twitter as well. They're 4 followers away from 40. So go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And make sure you subscribe, man, because we upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. We're on the road to 300. We're about 5 away. Make sure you go sub to the channel if you haven't. And if you already have sub to the channel, you guys are fucking fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you showing love. Music Mondays, my friends. Let's get it. So, up next we have a first-time submitting artist by the name of Trifecta. That one that brings you plenty, the one that's always talking to shit. Okay, little contact info. Okay. Let's see here. So this is a first-time submitting artist. So let's see what we got here. I'm down. They send a Spotify link, Celery Mind in brackets. So it looks like they're none. Wait, is their name really none or is it Trifecta? Shit, that's crazy. Celery, carrot, onion, mind, body, soul. Okay, I see what's going on here. A little soup mix. All right, a little soup mix. I'm down. They send in the track Celery. Let's get into it. None, Trifecta, Celery.
Sometimes I feel like my smile, my niggas understand me. I'm selfish on my path and I ain't looking towards a plan B. I put that on my body, God can't even stop me. The punishment is worth it. I've always chased this calling, don't believe me. Check ribbons, nickname for my catalog. Just caught shit from Ryan, walk that talk and make it this far. I take my blessings, my burdens, check my eyes. I'm early seeking knowledge. I learned to be a wise man. I'm speaking life into myself and got my flame rekindled. I mix the diamonds with my emeralds, make the ashes shimmer. Not much change, it is the dust crew. Same tone, same walk, new room, same boo. Forever on that, yeah. I can't hold this shit back. Did y'all catch the callbacks? You love me, baby. I think about it every morning. New verse will pop up. I ain't even get to stretch a yard yet. I ain't gonna trip on me. I know just where my heart at. Yeah, I know just where my heart at. I put my soul on these beats. Put my faith in myself. You tryna out-rap teens, you gon' need some help. I'm talking suicidal highlights. Still not on my old shit. Go and take that notice. I just know I spit that arse. Know that I'm an arsonist. Lisa, Rashad, leave your speakers burning. Subwoofers on fire. Don't think that you can sweet talk me. I'm not a flirt. Got body,
Another great relaxing vibe here. That was quite the vibe. That was, wow. Okay. The outro is crazy. The samples are crazy. Okay. There's a lot going on there. I like that a lot. That was a crazy first time submission as well. But let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, we're going to talk about three things here. We're talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Celery, in brackets, Mind. So, let's talk instrumental. I like the choice. Kind of has like a soulful rap kind of feel to it, right? The sample's such a big player here. Drums are solid. The melody's pretty solid too. But the instrumental mix is definitely up there. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change with the instrumental at all. Definitely hitting all the boxes when it comes to clean, crisp, and clear mix, no doubt. So I like the choice, but the mix itself is fantastic. Nothing I would change at all. So instrumental mix is solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the vocal sample, right? I mean, drums are probably a close second for me, but the vocal sample definitely is like, again, setting the tone, but it's really well utilized. It's not like overdone in the song. It's not all you're hearing in the song. It's giving that relaxing kind of like soulful vibe. So definitely the vocal sample in the instrumental for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely a sample. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. So the mix itself is pretty solid. I don't mind the mix at all. It's slightly low, right? So either the beat's a little bit too loud or the vocals are still like a little low. Because I did notice the vocal sample was a little bit, taking over a little bit. But that's really like the only thing that I would like ultimately change. Because the mix itself is great. The delivery is great. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Just slightly quiet, but that can really be fixed by just turning your headphones up, right? So that's one thing I would definitely like be mindful of as well. But overall, the vocal mix was solid. Nothing that I would like ultimately change there besides that. So vocal mix definitely up there. Vocal shining star. Got to be flow and cadence and delivery. Flow, cadence, and delivery was very interesting to listen to, but also kind of like made the whole track enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like really, really made it enjoyable. So for me, flow and cadence and delivery. But I feel like writing could definitely be up there too. So definitely a close second. But for me, flow, cadence, and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid. Definitely the sample, vocal solid, definitely the flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics for the project Trifecta. This is sick because it reminds me of like Chicken Soup. You know what I mean? It definitely reminds me a little bit of Chicken Soup. So it's like shit, like creative, especially for like a small 3-track EP. I like these like very HD realistic kind of covers, So if you're gonna go simple, as like I just said, you really, really got to keep it high quality and just make it aesthetically pleasing. And this one definitely reminds me of like Chicken Soup, and I just like the cover in general, especially for like the soulful kind of vibe. Fantastic, especially for a project. Overall theme, I think it has to do with the whole project in general, because we have celery, carrot, and onion, mind, body, soul. So definitely a very interesting theme here from this artist, right? I mean, it's giving a very like healing kind of feel. It's giving a very like again soulful kind of like peaceful feeling, 100%. So I feel like they definitely nailed it when it comes down to that, and I'm sure the rest of the project kind of follows up celery and it starts to bring more of the same relaxing kind of vibes. So I feel like the theme and the feeling was really, really accomplished here. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to None. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, much love. Thank you so much for your submission, my friend. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They're 3 followers away from 360. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird out, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you for showing Music Monday some love, man. See you guys dropping likes, viewing the videos, all that good jazz. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's fucking get it, man. So that concludes episode 193 of the Music Mondays podcast. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and came through. Let's get some shout outs. Let's talk about what's coming on this week. Close it out. Let's show some love, man. Let's get it. So with that said, first off, huge shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps and anybody else that came through, lurked and chilled, and just really came through and want to show some love. Huge shout out to everybody in the Twitch chat, man. So you guys are amazing. With that said, huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight as well. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patreons, Kruger, Drama Eyes, Blank Dot, Ryuki, King Mark, Jordan, Laveries. You guys are awesome. So huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patrons. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for supporting the platform. Huge shout out to our Patrons that submitted tonight, Jordan and Laveries. And huge shout out to the rest of the community for submitting. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, Bruce Esser, Lucha Libro, Jordan, Offspring of Sirius, Onwuka, Money Green Music, Single Digits, Johnny B. Bad, Prod Sono, Laveries, Saint Wave, the homie Tig, Calso, and Trifecta. Thank you guys so much for your submissions. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. Man, so let's fucking get it, chat. With that said, I gotta start uploading Cyberfest too. So that'll be like a big deal for us here. So Cyberfest 2 is gonna be very, very important. But you should see that on the channel this week. Sure. You can expect submissions to open tomorrow for episode 194 of the Music Mondays podcast. Per usual. So if you're watching this live, submission tomorrow, Tuesday the 1st. If you're watching this anywhere else, submissions are already open. So make sure you go check the date and make sure you go drop your links below. Per usual, the Music Mondays podcast will be live on Spotify and everywhere else this Thursday. It'll be live on YouTube this Saturday as well. Make sure you go follow us at anchor.fm/allmusicmondays for all of our streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all that good jazz. Make sure you go show that some love. And of course, make sure you follow, subscribe below here at the channel, man. We're live like 5 to 6 days a week, literally. Obviously, the Music Mondays podcast, home of the Music Mondays podcast. Games, speedrunning, chatting, watch parties, critiques, reviews, all that good jazz goes down here quite literally every single day, like 5-6 days a week. Make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All the socials, all the good jazz linked down below. Yeah, man. So pretty stacked week ahead for us. Pretty fucking stacked week. So make sure you guys get ready for a brand new article this Friday. Submissions will be opening tomorrow for the Music Mondays podcast, episode 194. Knockout Sunday submissions will be Wednesday. Of course, I expect 2 YouTube uploads as well this week. But like I said, we're gonna tie up some loose ends. Get ready for quarter 4 in the winter and the Music Mondays Awards, man. So that's what's up next. So stay tuned. Be live next week for episode 194 of the Music Mondays podcast. Be safe. I love you all. Take care. Boys on plays. Follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. Socials, all the good jazz linked down below. And I'll be live tomorrow. And per usual, we'll be live next week. The Music Mondays podcast, episode 194. Be safe. I love you. Take care. And we'll see you tomorrow.